Okay, everybody, my name is Leslie Williams. Today's date is August 15th, 2015, and I'm in San Diego, California. Now, if you decide to go to Exposing Police One YouTube channel and look at any of my videos, or Exposing San Diego YouTube channel, Exposing SDPD 1, Exposing SDPD 2, Exposing SDPD 3, Exposing Social Services. I'm trying to set this camera up so it don't fall. Hold on a second. Alright, I should do it. Now, if you see in my videos, well, in any of my videos, if you see me acting a teeny bit comical, don't mistake that for my actual personality, and don't let that distract you from the extreme seriousness of what I'm exposing concerning what's happening to me all over San Diego County. I am a target victim and activist concerning the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking. And what I'm going to do in this video, now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to basically lay out some patterns of behavior for you to observe based on the descriptions that I state. Pay close attention, please, to everything I'm stating, because it's literally going to prove to you what I've been saying all along, that this is nothing but a nationwide syndicate. There are YouTube videos and blogs and petitions all over the internet by thousands of targeted individuals begging for help from our government. Okay? Concerning being a victim of this crime in every state in the United States, and this crime is happening as well in other countries: Japan, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, you name it. You know, you'll eventually stumble across the fact that this crime is not only happening in all states, but it's also happening in other countries. Once you decide to research this crime, you can even discover that somewhat when you research this crime somewhat in-depthly. But when you do an in-depth, extensive research into this crime, you will absolutely conclude it, because it's all over the internet. Now, what I'm going to do in this particular video, and please excuse my comical posture, sometimes I'm just going to take 1 second to explain this. Sometimes I literally act goofy even along my routes. I'm like on a bus or whatever when I'm talking to people, or maybe even a little bit at a store, because it's my way to keep my spirits up. If you had any idea the depth and scope of what I am dealing with, you probably would say, how is this woman still standing? Literally, I'm not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. Now, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm literally going to explain to you some patterns of behavior concerning once you hear the patterns occurring in 2 states, Michigan and California, but they also occurred in Connecticut as well, so actually that's 3 states. But before I start explaining it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some analogies concerning how even law enforcement throughout the entire year of law enforcement in this nation is always dependent on. Let me get a cigarette out here real fast. Trust me, stay with this video, please. Stay with it. You'll be glad you did once I get a little bit. See, I just got to this bus stop, so I got to get a little bit situated. I'm hot because of the weather. It's 96 degrees out today, and it's humid. It's not just 96 degrees. There's humidity going on with it. So then I just literally got here. So just let me get out my little handkerchief, my cigarettes. I got my water out already, so just bear with me just 1 second, okay, guys? Alright, so got the handkerchief out, got the water out, got the cigarettes out. Gonna check the batteries right now to make sure I'm okay there. Oops. Yep, I'm okay for now, at least. So as soon as I take just 1 more second to wipe my face just real fast, light a cigarette, which I'm apologizing for smoking while I'm talking to you. What I'm going to do is literally in your face prove that I'm a victim of this crime, and how I've experienced it in the whole apps. What I state in this video is not going to be the entire scope in reference to the extreme identical similarities between what has happened to me in San Diego and on two separate times that I came to San Diego from other states. The last time I went from Michigan to Connecticut to San Diego in 2006. I've been here every day. I'm sorry, back up. I came from Michigan to San Diego in 2006, and I was out here for about 35, 36, maybe 38 days. Left and went back to Michigan. I experienced horrific, heinous crimes that your imagination could conceive and cannot. Okay? And I'm talking about physical crimes, financial crimes, insurance crimes, and property crimes, like you would not believe. Now, Then I went back to Michigan. I stayed in Michigan, and I'm not going to mention any other states in this particular video that I went to between that time period and then when I arrived back in San Diego in 2011, except for Connecticut. So, in April of 2011, I left Michigan, went to Connecticut. I was out there a few months, I was literally gang-stalked on the buses and train going to Connecticut from Michigan. Now you can Google Greyhound, Amtrak, and gang stalking, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. Because it's all over the internet. They're doing this to every gang stalking victim if they can afford a bus ticket. Now, I was gang stalked like on a feverish scale everywhere I went in Connecticut. Camping areas, everywhere. So I said, screw this, I'm going to come to San Diego. If I'm going to be, because it was becoming August, which meant I was a month or two away from the fall, winter, so I couldn't stay in Connecticut anyways. They made me homeless in Michigan, so I figured if I'm going to be homeless, I might as well try and survive it to the best of my ability by coming to a state that's got beautiful weather. So I came to California, San Diego. I was gang-stalked on the Greyhound buses getting here, all the way to here in the Greyhound terminal when I stepped my foot off the bus once I got here. And along every single one of my routes, every single day, mentally, overtly harassed like you would not believe, which I'm going to prove in this video, and physically assaulted 5 times, brutally arrested twice. The 5th assault took place inside the San Diego City Court, San Diego courthouse on November 13th, 2014. Hold on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain something here real fast so you can understand. See, not that you wouldn't understand anyways, but just let me give you this example and you'll understand why I'm including it. Whenever the police are called to a crime that, well, let's just say like a robbery or home invasion or even worse, what the police will do, detectives including, is what they'll do is try to establish a pattern of behavior in reference to persons, property, environments, concerning any variables that can give them any answers to any questions that will lead them to the identified perpetrators, any connections to the crime, from any type of connection to the crime. So basically what they do is they try to look at all variables. They'll go as far as looking at phone records, people, talk to neighbors, information's gathered, and then what they try to do is develop a crime, a motive, why the crime happened. They'll try and figure out the crime motivation. They'll try and figure out who was involved, how it happened, where it happened at, what the environment can tell them concerning the crime. Okay, and then what they'll try and do is connect the dots. Okay, if they can establish any patterns of lies, half-truths, whatever, they will do that as well. Okay, they will look at everything and anything. Now I'm talking about an uncorrupt investigation. They will do everything and anything in reference to using all of their law enforcement skills, techniques, experience to figure out how a crime came about, who played a role in it, where it happened at, and then the criminal motivation behind it. This is what uncorrupt law enforcement does at the federal, state, and local level in order to answer for and to find out who, what happened and how it happened and who was involved. Okay, now, what I do, in part, is I do the same thing. Not just concerning the same exact identical verbal harassment, which is identical to a T every single day, everywhere I go, but also the organized stalking, gang stalking, physical gestures that target individuals are subject to. So you can go to Google and YouTube and type in organized stalking, gang stalking, and sensitization methods, repeating words and phrases. Stay with this video, you'll be glad you did. Let me get a drink of water while I'm literally sweating my butt off. So what I'm gonna do, somebody's getting ready to jump by. So in this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you right now 3 different environments in 2 different states concerning the same exact identical to a T thing happening concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, and directly against me, concerning where I was living at as a result of how I was responding to the already ongoing and current organized stalking, gang stalking, harassment of me in Michigan and in San Diego. So listen carefully, please. In fact, and even in Connecticut too. So, what I'm going to do is explain the technique that was used, and then you can just apply it to all 3 states because the same exact identical technique was used in all 3 states pertaining to what I was doing and how they responded to what I was doing. So here I go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you what they did in Michigan in 2 separate apartments, and how I was made homeless as a result of how the homelessness was created to respond to how I was exposing them in San Diego or in Michigan, and who I was exposing it to. When I was being gang stalked in Michigan, okay, in 2 separate apartments, one apartment name was Appeline, the other one was Monroe, the Dearborn Apartments. Okay, I got so fed up with what I was experiencing in these apartment complexes and along my routes, because organized stalking and gang stalking campaigns are designed. They are designed in part to bring about multiple effects, and they will use the target's own psychology, their personal psychology, and their general psychology, how they think as a person, and how we all think as a person in reference to general psychology, how we think. They will do anything and everything to provoke you to act out physically, verbally, or mentally, in order to wear you down and wear you out. Now, this harassment is done to be also combined with an extreme amount of other techniques that are designed for that same purpose. Created homelessness. Do you have any idea what it's like to be homeless? Being homeless is bad enough. Hold on. It's got its pluses, make no mistake about it. We enjoy really nice environments, you know, wooded areas. We enjoy the peace and tranquility. We can even enjoy the animals, the beautiful little animals that we see at our camping areas. But we are also gang stalked to our camping areas as well. We are gang stalked and harassed along every single one of our routes, every single day, and creatively overly harassed in ways that you could be walking by. Say like if you were to see me sitting outside of a Ralph's grocery store or a Vons eating a burrito, and you say you're waiting for your mother to come and pick you up, or your girlfriend, whatever. You could be standing there for an hour because your friend whoever's gonna pick you up is running late. So you could be standing there for an hour, literally standing right by me, 5 feet away, literally. And at least 30 different people will go by and subject me to gang stalking techniques, and you wouldn't even know that it's happening because you don't know how I've been sensitized in its entirety. Okay? So you need to research what sensitization techniques are. Repeating words, phrases, physical gestures, sounds, reintroducing colors that you've been sensitized to. And what they'll do is 95% of the individuals that they use to repeat what you've been sensitized to don't even know what they're doing is gang stalking. Okay? Except for the ones who are getting around me and literally repeating the name of the crime, gang stalking. It's already been caught on my tape recorder today, and it's not even 12:30. And I haven't been anywhere where I usually go every day. Today I only went to Vons, Rite Aid. Caught it being said in Rite Aid, but I don't know how clear it was caught on my tape recorder. It was set around me inside of Vons, and I've been subject to, I'd say, at least 15 people going by me and engaging in gang stalking physical gestures for me to intentionally see. See, because once you sensitize a target with gang stalking sensitization techniques, they become sensitive to it. That's why they call it sensitization techniques. And so therefore, every time you re-experience what you're sensitized to, you have the same mental and emotional reaction. It's called brain entrainment. They're classically conditioning people to be sensitive to specific things, and then making sure that they see or hear what they've been sensitized to along all their routes every day. Some days just constantly bombarded with it. Now this is done to keep you in the powerlessness, hopelessness, helplessness, okay, the concerning the harassment, the mental harassment, because every time you experience it, you go through a mental loop of, oh my God, not again. This is total bullshit, because you want to be thinking about something else, not other people competing for your attention by representing to you what you've been sensitized to. Now, all of this is achieved through the illegal criminal tracking. No, not all of it, but a portion. One of the methods that's used to prop up these people, which most of them are just community members who have been told lies about a target. Go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." Okay. The only way that they could, part of the way that they're able to achieve the person or group that is perpetrating the harassment, the one who's managing it from behind the scenes and using these people, church groups, charities, self-help groups, people on probation can be intimidated into it through probation officers and parole officers. Hold on. Police officers can use people to do it. Anybody and everybody that's getting any type of community connection, because it's a syndicate that's in the system that's networked out within the community. Okay. and because of other techniques that are used in order to be able to get somebody to harass a target for them based on the lies they're told about the target. So go to YouTube and type in "Listen to a Stranger" to get a preliminary visual representation, a pictorial representation concerning how easy it is to get anybody to do anything for a person who's got a normal appearing position of authority. Alright, so I'm going to dive right into what I got to talk about because I got stuff to do, and the library is getting ready to open up in 15 minutes. This morning when I was at a bus stop, the very first bus stop I walked to, as I started my day, I'm not even going to probably be able to play you audio evidence because my battery is so low right now. I'll try, so just hold on a minute. The point being, now you can go to see that there's evidence. I'll just put it to you this way: just for you to be able to see that there's evidence online concerning me being gang stalked, go to YouTube and type in, hold on. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman catches gang stalking." "Learning Disabled Woman flat out exposes evidence of gang stalking," and you'll literally see. You can also go to YouTube and type in 11/04/14 "Learning Disabled Woman exposes best evidence" video. Watch that one. Alright? Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to again illustrate to you. I am going to be able to play you some audio evidence on this video file, so just be patient with me a second. What they did in Michigan, in Connecticut, and in San Diego is that due to the non-stop harassment I endure every day along all my routes, combined with the stresses and duresses of being homeless, which was created by them. Google how they create homelessness of targets. Okay? Let me turn my phone down just for a second. Dealing with the non-stop mental and physical harassment that a target endures every day. They'll even use people like punks and criminals to get in your face. I've been assaulted 5 times since I've been here, since August 8, 2011. 5 times. So go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus" and dissect every single thing that is in the description of that YouTube video, because you'll see I predicted an assault and where it would happen at 11 days before in an email file. It was printed and scanned, attached in a blog. So at least look at open up the second blog that's in the description of that YouTube video. Its URL link is in the description of that YouTube video. And that MTS video was altered by MTS, and the police report concerning that assault was completely falsified and facts were omitted. Now, hold on, the bus is coming. Now, so, as a result of me enduring extreme harassment along all my routes in Michigan, Connecticut, and San Diego, okay, and being harassed in my apartments in Michigan, I started complaining about it. I started going to the police. In Michigan, I started going to the Detroit Free Press and WDIV, which is a news station down in Michigan. And the Detroit Free Press is the main big gigantic newspaper company that is dedicated to all the surrounding suburbs, okay, of Detroit. Hold on. So what I started doing was, I started and continued to email ACLU, going down to the ACLU office. In fact, some of the harassment was actually occurring towards me when I was an ACLU member, just a card-carrying member, okay? So let's look at this. I'm contacting Amnesty International through emails, ACLUs through emails, going down to WDIV, which is a news station, going down to the Detroit Free Press, and physically going to ACLU meetings in Michigan. Okay? In the month of August, okay, 2010, I went to all these places and filing police reports within a matter of a month. The very next month, they stole my rent, made me homeless. Okay? Now, let's move forward to the camping area I went to, where they evicted me from in March of 2011. Right across the street from U of M, where I was being gang stalked on a fever scale in Dearborn, Michigan. At that current time, I was doing the same thing, emailing ACLU, emailing news stations, going to law firms, looking up lawyers online for the first time. They came to my camping area and evicted me. And this also happened within 10 days of me catching an individual in U of M library flat out openly engaging in organized gang stalking physical dressers and laughing about it on video. Hold on. I attempted to make 7 different police reports about being gang stalked on U of M and was intimidated by campus safety and library security and employees like you would not believe. Okay, so let's look at this. So far, we got me being evicted from my camping area and one apartment in Michigan, okay, between August of 2010 and April of 2011. Okay, I finally moved out of that apartment in October 2010. I lived out the 30-day security deposit. I wasn't going to let them rip me off out of that. So from October 7, 2010 up until April 2011, I was homeless. Okay, including camping in extreme winter weather, 30 degrees below zero. I literally had to live through that. Another apartment that I had in 2004 and 5, okay, the same exact thing happened. I was being harassed at that by people in the lower flat when there shouldn't have been nobody in there, because the only person that had their name on the lease was a 95-year-old man, where it would take him up to 5 to 7 minutes to walk from the porch to his van that was parked in front of the house. And the reason why I bring that up is because this man it literally took him at times, I literally watched him from my balcony. It would literally take him at times a literal 5 minutes to walk from the front porch to his van that was parked right down the breezeway from his front porch. Okay? Not even 30 feet. That's how disabled he was. So, how can a disabled man, who's the only person the landlord told me lives in that flat below me, how can he stomp up and down the stairs, okay, of his basement day and night, every night? That's one of the ways they were doing to keep me up. Okay? Now, so, that was just one of the techniques I endured at that apartment. So I started going down to the FBI in Detroit, which covered that suburb that I was living in. I went down to WDIB, to Detroit Free Press, and was contacting, attempting to make police reports, calling 911. Physically going down to that police station. Next month I get evicted. Hold on. Okay? So far, 3 times in San Diego, every time that I reached out to the ACLU, sent evidence to the police, to the ACLU, and to news stations, and a lawyer, Dan Gillian, I've been evicted from my camping areas and or assaulted. Every single time. So this is a pattern of behavior, just like I mentioned about how uncorrupt police will look for patterns of behaviors pertaining to crimes. Now, when they first started the organized stalking of me in Michigan, I didn't know that what was happening to me was organized stalking or gang stalking. I didn't have a name for it yet. I suffered from this crime from early 2002 or 3, okay, up until June 9, 2009 without having a name for this crime. Can you imagine that? People that you do not know intentionally harassing you along your routes every day, mostly in the same exact identical way, but yet not being able to mentally figure it out how it's happening because you don't have a name of the crime. Can't figure out why law enforcement won't do nothing. Can't figure out why. Sorry about that. Hold on a second, I'm choking. Can't figure out why law enforcement won't do nothing about it, but will write completely false statements about you in their police reports. Okay? Because you don't have a name for it, so you can't understand why everybody's doing this to you. Alright? So, what I'm basically trying to say is that what I was doing then was I was going online and I knew I was being stalked, because you know when you're being stalked, when a bunch of people are doing things towards you in the same exact identical way, you can at least figure that out, because they gotta know where you're at and who you are to do it. One of the ways that they're tracking targets in order to prop the harassment up that a target endures along their route every day is through illegal GPS tracking of the target's cell phone. Okay? And using it in order to be able to track the target. They can even hack into this phone and tap into the microphone, Google it, and they can tap into this camera, so they can literally hear every word I'm saying right now. Okay? Now, hold on. So, it's all over the internet that they're hacking into target cell phones. They've sent me over 60 harassing and threatening text messages, how they get my phone number. And they're sending me pornography to my phone. I just recently reported that. It was either on August 12th or 13th, and it looks like the police are going to do a little bit about something about that, because they can't deny it, because it's actual text messages with 3 different attached phone numbers to it. So, they were being videotaped as I was talking to them. So what are they going to do? Say they're not there when I can easily prove they are? So what I started doing was I started looking up on the internet, Michigan, between 2004 and 2009, on police websites. What do you do if you're a stalking victim? I looked up this one at U of M. It said if you're a stalking victim, keep a record of everything that's happening to you, your property, whatever. That way you can establish a pattern of behavior about what's happening to you, so you can use it as evidence for the police, the courts, or whatever on future dates. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. Why are these two men saying gang stalk together? Then one says gang stalking, then that same one says gang and stalking, I'm gonna F you up. Hold on. Hold on. God, the phone's acting retarded. Hold on just 1 second, okay? I just had the Instagram video up and now the phone is went blank. Remember what I just said about cell phone hacking? Alright, hold on 1 second. Alright, so listen carefully. Oh, gotta turn the volume up. Alright, listen carefully. This occurred in La Jolla on Thanksgiving Day 2013. What you're about ready to hear now on Gilman Road. What you're about ready to hear now is me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, 160 miles away, 11 months before. Alright, so let me play the Yucca Valley one for you so I can explain what they're saying. They're saying gang stalk, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalking. Now, propping up individuals to get along all my routes every single day, and literally having them repeat the name of the crime that's happening to me, along with other words back to back together with it, like, oh my god, gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk, suck my you know what, okay? And then is how they intentionally mentally harass you, to let you intentionally mentally let you know that you're being gang stalked, because they gotta know where you're at and who you are to do it. When you're there, when you're at the spots it's occurring at, they gotta know where you're at to prop up these people around you to say it. That proves the stalking. It also proves illegal criminal tracking. It also proves conspiracy, because you got to conspire to do this. All these are felonies. Go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullet on steroids to see a victim in Santa Cruz being covered on the news. Lieutenant Larry Richards from the Santa Cruz Police Department flat out states that gang stalking is a felony. These two audio files that I just played you have been played to over 6 different San Diego police officers at least, and they all denied they heard it. Okay? They just denied it again a couple days ago. Everybody, I put this video online. I only played you 15 seconds of this long video. I put these videos online, and there's at least 70 other videos online of gang stalking being repetitively said around me every day, everywhere I go. I'm gang stalking La Jolla Village Square Rouse grocery store by all employees, and all Rouse employees, people coming in acting as customers, the Golden Spoon employees in there, and even the Starbucks employees. They're all repeating the same thing. Now, this was the same exact technique that was used around me, not just along my routes, but all over UCSD campus, including biomedical library staff, Club Med restaurant employees, Price Center, which is a Price Center Sunshine Market employees and students, at my previous hiking areas as well. It's been caught on audio files as well. I've offered to play the police even up to 50 audio files of this occurring. When you show them 2 of it being yelled 1 foot away from me, which I just played you, and they're denying that they're hearing it, do you really think that it's a good way to spend your time to try and play them 50 audio files if they won't even acknowledge it happening on 2 while it's being yelled at you? They're criminal lying whores is what they are. The second that they admit that I'm being gang stalked, they can be sued for gross negligence of duty for allowing it to occur from August of 2011 up until this date. So they'll never admit it, and they also know that will leave me wide open to be able to sue every place it's been experienced at. So they will never admit. At least 99.8% of all text messages that they have sent to my phone literally have gang stalk mentioned in them. Gang stalking. They even sent me one saying gang stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up, just like the audio I just played you. So, I'm supposed to go down to the Northern Division Police Department this coming Tuesday, the 18th of August, and I'm supposed to be able to see a detective by then. So we can print out these text messages, every single one of them say gang stalking them. And I guarantee you, they're gonna act like they can't print them out, or the detective or the person at the counter will say that the police report ain't finished yet, so it hasn't been assigned to a detective yet. Why are they possibly gonna prolong this bullshit? Because they came to my camping area on the 9th of this month and gave me a ticket to tie me up into court. And they don't want these printouts or any police report even suggesting that I might be a target of gang stalking for this court. Because where I was camping at in Rose Canyon, gang stalk was caught on tape recorder. And Rose Canyon is a city park, which means the city can be sued. Money. Premise liability is what it's called. And extreme gross negligence of duty of the San Diego Police Department and San Diego Sheriff's Department officers because of their involvement in this crime as well. These words and phrases have been caught happening inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters, inside the Hall of Justice, inside the San Diego Courthouse, inside the San Diego City Council meeting chambers, and along all my routes every day, everywhere I go. And I gotta go right now because I'm going to the North University San Diego Public Library right now, and it's been caught in there at least 50 times. At least. By employees and people coming in and acting as library patrons. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. So they created the homelessness of me. Every time I reach out for help between attorneys, Dan Gilliam, through Twitter, the news stations through Twitter, through Chief Zimmerman of the San Diego Police and her lying criminal ass, and other people I've been tweeting, the FBI included, indisputable evidence. Because what you just heard was an Instagram audio. You can copy and paste Instagram links to your Twitter account and then send the tweets to these people, which is what I did. So why are they ignoring the evidence? Who does perpetrate gang stalking? So go to Google and type in gang stalking in police, gang stalking in prosecutors, gang stalking in district attorneys, gang stalking in public libraries, universities, grocery stores, restaurants, movie theaters, bus routes, bus stops, anywhere, anything, Walmarts. Just do it and look at what's on the internet. Gang stalking and probate control, gang stalking and rape. The main thing to type in is gang stalking and police. My name is Leslie Williams. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth, because that's what I do. Let's see if this tape recorder that's running right now, audio file number 80 on today's date, at this time, right now I'm getting ready to shut this video camera off. As I'm speaking right now, this tape recorder is at 37 minutes into the audio file number 80 of August 15th, 2015. Once I turn this video camera off, I'm going to go inside the North University San Diego Public Library with the same audio file recording. Let's see if it's said in there today. And if it's not, let's see if it's said along the rest of my route today. And if it's not, let's see if it's said tomorrow, because it will be. It was caught on a fever scale yesterday. You would not believe what I know. My name is Leslie Williams. In closing, go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. Ain't nobody human trafficking me, baby cakes, including using the courts for it. I'll explain that right now and then I gotta go. What they're doing is making women homeless. They're disabled homeless. And then what they do is put them out on the street, obviously, if they're homeless. And then what they'll do is stage events at the target's camping area. And then what they'll do is give them illegal lodging tickets. And then they repeat these things over time. And then what they'll do is petition the state to take legal custody of you by claiming you're mentally ill because you're homeless and won't get out of it, and that you claim you're being stalked by people you don't know, even though you are. They do this to get the probate control to put you in an organized crime syndicate-run group home that is owned by the organized crime syndicate that's perpetrating the gang stalking. For federal, state, and local funds, insurance fraud, and for human trafficking and voyeurism. Date rape drugs. And I know for a fact because I literally witnessed it in Michigan before my eyes. I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. I do appreciate you listening. If I'm arrested for illegal lodging, assaulted, threatened, put in jail for any reason, it'll be nothing but gang stalking no matter how it comes about. Thanks for listening, everybody. Gotta get. Have a good day now.